All right, folks, welcome to the long-awaited trade breakdown. This trade right over here, we took it on live stream today. We live executed the trade, which it went to a relatively quick loss. Beautiful. No mistakes were made here. No technical mistakes. No emotional mistakes. We were not, emotional at all. We were none of that. The only mistake we made here was the fundamental, which I just backtested it. Not backtested it. I just went to my previous trades and saw, okay, the day before FOMC press conference, when on a trade a long time ago, I got wrecked. Although I was correct, I still got fucked. I got clapped. I pause. Because the day before FOMC press conference, what happens is when people are betting, the market makers are trying to fuck up both buyers and sellers. They want to fuck up everybody. They want to fuck up everybody positioning. Why is that important? Because the FOMC press conference, they talk about inflation rates, inflation, interest rates, and those things affects the country over the long term. So if it affects the country over the long term, it's going to need to be very important, because now if that's really important for the country, the day before that announcement or that thing that's going to happen is very important, because this is when people are buying, selling, trying to predetermine what's going to happen. Because during when it happens, people don't trade as much. You're like, okay, I gotta wait the day before. The day before is the best one. The day before, when people gamble a lot. And today, unfortunately, we got kind of a fundamental mistake. And I personally thought, okay, it was only for the FOMC press conference, not the meeting minutes. In this case, now it's the meeting minutes. I just backtested it as well. I just looked back previous trades. I checked the time where it was FOMC meeting minutes, and I executed a trade, and it got fucked up as well, because the same thing. We were correct, it still got fucked up. It was on a Tuesday, and the Wednesday was FOMC press conference meeting minutes, which the day before just spiked down, right? Eventually moved down the downside to overall we want the market to go. But during that spike up, spike down, if you're long it up, you got stopped. If you're long shorting it down, you got stopped out, right? So simply just like that. And everything else is good. Everything was good. You can see we were overall correct. A lot of people long this daily provider up. I don't know why they long this up. I do know why, because you're a pattern trader, obviously, But why did Daddy Don CIC not long this daily provider up? Why did I not long it up? Simple. Logically reasoning here, right? We're not pattern chasers. We don't chase patterns. Just because of the daily fair value gap, we're not gonna long it up because of the daily fair value gap. We have to look at the context, narrative, logical. Okay, what's happening? Okay, what's the confluence to the downside and what's the confluence to the upside? What day are we trading? What month are we trading? What week are we trading of the month? Right? We have to answer all those questions to come to a conclusion, which we talk about that right on our mentorship right over here, which we talk about the mastering 90% bias accuracy. This is, how you can achieve 90% bias accuracy. If you want to apply for it, just DM me Independence on my Discord, or just, wherever, just DM me and we can get you hooked up. It's only 5 limited people. And if you guys are wondering, well, fucker, was your evidence that you have 90% bias accuracy? You could just check my live streams from the past 6 months. And keep in mind, people are wondering, well, bias isn't that important. Execution is important. The execution part is the least important part. Why? Execution just patterns. Bias isn't. Your pattern can show every single minute. Every single minute your pattern could show. You can get fucked left and right. Let's just say your pattern shows. You should say you pattern trade it. You still make money. Cool. It's not about you losing money. Let's just say you pattern trade. Let's just say you have a 20% win rate, but you still making money. You have a 5 OR each trade. You still making money. But guess what? You lose 8 out of 10 trades. But guess what though? It's not about the losing. It's about the fundamentals. I know damn well if you guys see 13 losing streaks and a straight way of you losing, well, let's just say $2,000 per trade every single time. You cannot fucking handle that. Your mind will handle it. Your mind will fucking quit. Your mind will go against your own fucking being. This is why you need to have a very high accuracy on bias. And that's why I built this mentorship. It's only access to 5 people, no more than 5 people, because you can have full focus and support, no crowds, and you get corrections, not just contents. And we will talk about, every content we talk about on the mentorship will be live streamed. So not live stream, listen to you guys watch it, not the fucking YouTube to the people who are in the mentorship. Only 5 people. Why do I do this? Why do I choose this? I could choose 100 people, or how many? However many I can get. That right there, I don't like that shit, because I want to have full focus to my specific people. I want to have full focus to you. And if I do that, then just gonna fuck up. It's waste of money. Then at that point, there's no point for getting in, because if you're not gonna get full attention to you because if you're paying me that much money, you need to have full attention on you, right? And $350 is not that much money. That's fucking what? Over here, fucking inflation is very high over here, so it's not that much. And if you can't afford that much money, $350, you shouldn't be trading. You gotta quit trading right now. Save yourself time, quit trading, and do something else, right? Go work. This is not for you. It's a very hard industry. All right? No, I'm not gonna go and try to downplay you guys, but simple as that. I don't want to be, you shouldn't be doing this if you can't afford that, because you're trading with money. So you need money to trade. You need money to make money. Right? Simple as that. If you can't afford money, go make money. Right? Go fucking work. Slave. And I'm not a good preacher on making people slave. You should never slave. You should always be your own boss, But I'm not gonna get too much in that ranting. I don't wanna, get into that side. But this is why you need to have a very high accuracy rate on your bias, because execution just models, IFG model, model 1, total soup. Total soup are very advanced models, kind of hard for you to do that. So that's why total soup need to focus more on. You have laser focus on total soups, and everything else is patterns, which occur every single minute. I could say IFG right over here. Right, IFG, boom, elongate up. Right, it's there here every single time here, right? But all they did elongate up, you probably stopped out either, regardless, right? You're gonna get stopped out because the day before FOMC press conference and FOMC meeting minutes, so you're gonna get wrecked regardless. Everybody got wrecked. I got wrecked today. I should have known better to not trade the day before, but it's a lesson day. This lesson right over here, I just had a new lesson. Is the FOMC meeting minutes are reporting as well. But yeah, main topic of this discussion is the trade. Let's get to the trade here. I was bearish. Why was everybody else bullish and I was bearish? Logical reasoning, not pattern chasing. I'm trading logically here. And if you guys want proof of my, 90% price accuracy, I have literally given this shit out at the bottom. I have called this move to the top from the bottom. And if you guys want proof, just go back fucking 4 months, 6 months. Just go back 6 months. You'll find it. 4 months, go back. You'll find where the market was and why we're looking for longs. And and you guys are wondering, well, execution, let's rant about something here. A lot of you guys are confused about execution more. You guys are so fucking flattered on focusing on execution rather than bias. Execution is the least important part, and Romeo agrees with me with this. ICT agrees with me with this, because you can have the wrong bias, but your pattern is gonna be there. Every couple of minutes, your bias can be there. Your model is gonna be there. You get stopped out, back to back, right? Simple as that. And you're probably wondering, well, if I have the right bias, but I didn't capitalize it, then what's the point of the bias? There is a point of the bias. If you can do this enough time, if you can have this type of bias accuracy for enough long amount of time, you can literally get paid for this. Somebody paid me $6,000 for the Nasdaq long. Somebody paid me 6,000 on this Nasdaq, bro. Nas 100 CFD Forex right over here. Somebody paid me 6,000 on this Nasdaq from all over here, and this is not that much. This is not that much, but paying me 6,000 for a 24% move. That's and 6,000 not that much, by the way. I was like, he should have paid me fucking more, because he didn't know how long will the correction go for. Go till. I gave him the accuracy. I gave him the bias. Spot on. I told him to buy around here. He didn't trade it. He didn't day trade it. He fucking bought. He bought an S&P 500 with the correction. It was like, you know, he paid me 6,000. Cool, but you know how much he fucking made? 24%. That motherfucker made over 100 fucking thousand. I'm like 6,000. I made 6,000 here. He fucking made 100,000. No. These guys are old people, right? You know, old money, right? Very old guys, right? They don't have time to fucking come watch my live stream. They're old, right? They're in their 50s, so they need this for the very long term basis. They contact me. Because I very well known where I live. They contact me. He's like, yo, should I buy this here? You know, we got a live call. He even took me to a fucking dinner. We talked about it. It was like, man, I'll tell you when to buy it when I get the right chance, when I get the right time, right? I talk about time over there, very important, because we could have bought over here. Because when he texted me over around somewhere over here. I was like, well, let's wait. Let's let this week end. Next week, I'm gonna come back, because he knows me. You know, he knows I'm a trader as well. I make money. I should improve. You know, the reason he came to me, because I have proof. I have a book. Like a book. I didn't fucking make a whole book, but I have a book with a bunch of pictures of my analysis. Fucking 60 pages, right? More than 60 pages, like, you know, but there were like multiple pictures on one page. 60 pages. He read the whole book. Like, oh yeah, this guy's very nice. They just paid me 6,000 just for analysis, and you could be doing the same thing, but you need to first of all be a somebody. How do you be a somebody? Gain reputation. Be in the public. Analyze. Get people to fucking, you know, look at your analysis. Like, you get people to watch it. Like, we could see the before and after. You know? And I got this shit. I, first of all, didn't even think about doing that analysis. I didn't even think about analyzing that market for the people, right? I didn't even think about it, but just, you know, a little quick side hustle. You could be trading and analyzing a market for somebody else. And people analyze, you know, the fucking NAS 100. He made fucking good money on it, right? Very nice. He bought the correction. He bought S&P 500 as well, but they were literally the same price point here. The same, they call it pairs. Made over 100,000. He only paid me 6,000. You know, that to me right over there. What a 24% move. 24% move. He didn't put, you know, he's probably up even more, because when he texted me around this bearish week on this weekly candle. He texted me, yo, brother. Thank you for his move, right? You know, I just made, you know, over six figures. He didn't say brother, because he's an old guy, you know. That's how I would like to state it. Just, you know, I appreciated my work and paid my money. He first paid me, you know, 3,000 at the start of the move, which is around here. But at the midpoint, he paid me another 3,000, because people like this, they want to be, you know, trusted. So if your boss actually works, you pay 50% at the end. Right, so they'll pay 50% for at the start, and then you can literally make a career like that. We need to first gain reputation. How to gain reputation? By fucking having befores and afters. And this is the higher time frame, weekly. Right? So this is, I made 6,000 from fucking doing just from drawing some fucking lines in a chart. And you got paid. And it's simple as that. And you don't have to go to their fucking office. These guys are local. That's why he took me to dinner, talked about it. But see, this guy is a very guy, you know, he's a big guy on the stock market. He's fucking alive since what? 1973. He's pretty old, in his 50s. You know what I'm saying? So he's been in the stock market for a long time, and he literally went to a college where they paid him, you know, they paid him something in the stock share, which is old style. If you guys have been in college back in the day, they will pay you in shares. It's the stock market. You know, nobody knows about that. But if you do know about that, cool. Now you know You're like if you're in the US a couple of years ago, they'll pay you in with fucking what? They'll pay you with stock shares. So he bought S&P when he was a young kid at college age. And he says around his 20s. He bought a very cheap price. He bought Nasdaq and S&P 500, right? Which these S&P 500 just constantly goes up. He has like, bro, he made it fucking what? I gave him somewhere around right on this weekly CRT low. Market went lower. I was like, I want to give him around here, but I had no confirmation. So right around here, I gave him it, and he made what? 25%. Excellent. Right? He usually gives you a 13 yearly return. Now this is what? A fucking a couple months, in 2 months, a 25% return. That's a lot of money, right? And you could get paid like that. I got paid like that, free, like just free money from drawing line just by showing my skill. But you gotta first get reputation, right? And this, how do you get reputation? Is by fucking doing the work. And I'm not gonna come here, do I believe you can do that? You could definitely do this, but you first need to have the right guidance, which what we have on the wherever that chart is, the camera right over here. Which we have right over here. We have the right guidance for you to achieving that, and you could possibly even reach out to specific people or hedges, to show your skill, show you before and after. But you need to you need to have enough repetition. You can't just have a month of anticipation, right, of buys accuracy. You need to have at least 5 months. And hedge funds, I got into. I was in talk with them. I was like, yeah, let me be your analysis. I could, they'll pay me way more than this guy paid me 6,000, but you gotta have a 5 year in experience, 5 year minimum. Which Romeo, you see, Romeo got paid on that on that analysis he gave it to USD CAD. He got paid 124,000 from a institutional hedge fund. So you do the same thing, but will you be able to get to a hedge fund level in the early stages? Probably not. You have to just go to local people who are interested in the stock market, which that's what I did, right? This guy, I know it. We had some barbecue, chill out with him, and eventually he was like, "Yeah, man, should I buy this correction?" I was like, "Buy that shit." I gave him the right time, bought that bitch, and it was up ever since. And he just thanked me. He doesn't, the old school, so beautiful. This guy, I call him Pops. I call him Pops. I didn't want to charge him, but it's a business, right? If it's business, you gotta charge somebody. All these my pops, still gotta charge him. He's not my related pops, but over here when they're very old, I call them pops. Because one like I told me, yo, call me pop. Call me like as your, father or not father. That's a little weird, but as in a respectful way. You know how to say Don? How my name is Don CIC, shit like that, because they're old, right? Old, elder. But for everything, you could be doing that, but you need to have the right guidance, which we have it. Now, let's get straight into the trade recap and to our bearish bias right over here. So on EUSD, why was I bearish when everybody else was bullish? And when everybody else was long in the daily fair value gap, why was I bearish? Another quick thing before we move any forward, and the higher time frame is way easier to anticipate, and the lower time frame is way harder to trade because it's moving, constantly moving. So you got an edge on that shit. Make a little bread. I made 6,000. I had other clients paying me 500. I'm not gonna talk about the 500. That's not fucking nothing. It's like what is that? Like a fucking insurance, monthly basis. Not that much. All right. So on the weekly, we had a weekly to the downside, a weekly key level to the CRT, as well as a weekly resistance block. As you guys know, resistance block caused retracements, as well as we had we're in the last week of the month, so we're looking for a retracement on the last week of the month. So as you guys know, the last week of the month has to close at a fair price. In this case, this week made the high of the month as well, so it needs to close fucking bearish, and that's why. As well on the daytime from the daily CRT, before this candle closed, we had a hourly model 1 as well the 4-hour model 1. As well, we had a daily CRT to the downside. We had a classic expression profile to the downside, Monday high of the week. We as well had a if wick above lower prices. We had a wick above lower prices. We had a wick above this, the fucking key level on the weekly rejection block, as well as we're in a premium daily range, as well as we had a premium ERL to this current IRL. What does Ferragamo failed? Simply because this Ferragamo had a CRT, quick little sauce. I don't want to be giving out too much information, but yeah. Now, if you go to the 4-hour time frame, we have sweep to the low, sweep to the high, stable low, premium discount in the premium daily range. So when they go sell off, as well as we tell the premium daily range we go down, we want to go down to the daily range low. We had a range high, and our range low is this right over here. I come to the range high, weekly 50 high, come to the range low, daily range low, because daily range low is a form of journal liquidity, as well as over here as well is one of our form of journal liquidity as well. This weekly CRT low all the way down here. Which do I think will it go down there? Probably not, but it could definitely happen. I think it's impossible in the market. And what else we have here? That's what we have. We have a new continuation to the downside. Now, execution was right over here. We had 5 a.m. as a CRT. Not 5 a.m., the 4 a.m. as our CRT. 5 a.m. press out the 4 a.m. CRT high. We had a SMT with the 7 a.m. candle because we're taking new continuation. We can only execute between 7 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. with SMT here, and we got stopped out. If it was a lower time frame, I was first looking to shorting it down just from here, but it didn't make sense because we're not all over here to have the SMT. We're not all the way by the body at the swing here. So we had made a Philly swing, right? You see, our pair was the one to have a Philly swing, while GU was the one to have a GU was the one to have a purge, while our pair had the SMT. So I was either looking for the market to go over here and I can instantly execute, or if I get the right model 1 and the resistance block entry. We first had the right model 1 all the way down here. Not the right model 1. We first had an entry here, but that one overall failed. Why? Because not the right model 1. In this case, with the right model 1, you had entry and you got stop loss instantly. Beautiful loss. No psychology problem. You can see me in the live stream. I didn't have no psychology problem. Nothing. It's live executed as well. And yeah, the only lesson of this trade is to have fundamentals, which I wrote it down. I could read it out for you guys right now. Let me go read it out for you guys. It says, okay, right over here, it says that I do not trade the day before FOMC press conference and FOMC meeting minutes because it's low probability day. I only trade the high probability time, which is high probability day as well, which is the same thing. The day before meeting minutes and FOMC press conference is a low probability day, and I only trade the high probability day. So why am I not trading the day before FOMC press conference and meeting minutes? Starting from right now. I used to not trade it before. I used to not trade the day before FOMC press conference. Right, this was if tomorrow FOMC press conference, I would have not traded it. Now it's meeting minutes as well. So because why? Simply because the day before our people were gambling, and FOMC press conference and meeting minutes, they affect the country on a long-term basis. So it's very important, and there's a low probability to trade because it's gonna fuck up both sides of the market. And overall, we were correct. Beautiful, right? We were bearish. Market is, sinking like a rock. But yeah, that's the lesson. Lesson is we're no longer trading. We're not gonna make the mistake again. We're no longer trading the day before FOMC press conference meeting minutes, and as well FOMC press conference. Oh, they were like analysis was correct, but you lost with it. So analysis is less important than execution. I had this right over here. I had execution every fucking time here. So if you were to say execution is more important, okay, we have one setup right over here, failed. Another setup here, failed. Another setup here, failed. Another setup over here, failed. Another setup over here, failed. 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 Failed again. Guess what? Your entry never got met. You just took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 losses on this day. It's not about the losses. Let's just say I'll go for a 5 RR. So next trade, I can make it all back. As you guys know, RR is literally the best. So why do I go for a 5 RR? Because I traded total submodel. So my setup's offering 5 RR. I'm gonna go for a fixed 5 RR. Do I have a 20% win rate? I do not have a 20% win rate. I have a 40% win rate. You see, the bias is 9%, while accuracy is what? Bias accuracy is what? 90%. Well, hit rate of the trade is 40%, but guess what? I go for 5 RR, so I'm fucking overall profitable. And last week we made all the previous weeks fucking losses back with a 0.7 RR. We made 7.5 RR, right? Beautiful. And you could do the same thing. But wondering, well, he lost on his trade. Your boss was correct. So execution is still more important. Come on, buddy. As I said already before, you could make money without even trading here. You could just have analysis paralysis and still make money by having a good amount of connection first, having a good amount of reputation, and you gotta upload a lot. You gotta upload videos a lot in the social media. You could definitely be doing that. I probably have a mentorship to doing that and giving us the right connections. But the connections I can't give you my connections, right? That right there is cheating, right? Because they're my clients here. So I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Make sure you guys like, comment, share. This right over here is noted down, and I will not break the same rule again, and I do not break the same rule again. I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Join the mentorship right over here. Only 5 people are accepted. No more than 5 people, because if I give more people, like 100 people, that's gonna be too much, and I can't have my focus on everybody. So, and some people are gonna be left out, and if people are gonna get left out, that's gonna be fucking bad. There's no reason for you to buy it if that's gonna be like that. You want to have full focus on you. If you're gonna pay me, I'm gonna have my focus on. I'm gonna have my full focus on you, and it's very cheap. $350, not that much. If you can't afford $20, I don't feel like you should be trading. All right, so simple as that. But yeah, full personal focus we offer as well. We offer way more. This is a little promotion page. If I put the whole thing, it's gonna be the fucking chunk. But we have the full details and our Discord. But I'll see you guys later. Peace out. And join the description down below, and I'll see you guys later.